Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Robert Sports Show. From the independent scene to the main event of WrestleMania, we are at you with GCW, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 11. What a show this was. The fact that we had WWE talent on this show. Wow, we know there's been a relationship with WWE, NXT, and TNA. But to have main roster WWE stars on a GCW Josh Barnett Bloodsport show, absolutely amazing. We did see a couple at WrestleMania weekend, but seeing Brett Lauderdale, we've seen pictures last year, Brett Lauderdale hanging out with Stephanie McMahon and Tripp, just absolutely just mind-blowing that this can happen. Obviously at one time there's no chance in hell this was happening, but you know, we had Julius Creed. We had Charlie Dempsey of NXT. We had Brutus Creed, the Creed brothers, main roster guys for WWE. We had Shayna Baszler, main roster, previous women's champion. We had Josh Woods, formerly of Ring of Honor. We had AEW. We had Mike Santana and Homicide. Mike Santana, TNA, Wrestling Revolver, House of Glory. We had Speedball Mike Bailey from TNA, from GCW and other companies. AKIRA from all across the independents. Royce Isaacs from the West Coast Pro, Prestige Wrestling, Masha, Slamovich, Jody Threat. I mean, just some of the best of the best. So the first bout, not really a match, bout, because these are literally just fights. We had Heddi, Corey taking on Brian Johnson. This was just a brawler versus a catch-as-catch-can wrestler. Hikari is a brawler. Brian Johnson is a wrestler. Hikari got the victory by submission. I know I'm jacking the name up. Sorry about that, folks. But got the victory by submission. I ended up giving that 3 1/4. Matt Makowski, a striking machine, taking on Julius Creed. He looked like a young Kurt Angle with just multiple suplexes. Suplex here, suplex there. You get the suplex, you get the suplex. He looked like a suplex master. It looked like a Brock Lesnar match almost. By TKO, 5 minutes, Julius Creed beating Matt Makowski, which was kind of shocking it happened so quick. 3.5 minute star I give that one because it was freaking just craziness. Masha Slamovich taking on Jody Threat. Masha, a beast when it comes to these Bloodsport matches. She was able to get the victory over Jody Threat in 5 minutes 24 seconds by TKO, and then we're giving that 3-star. Next up, we had Royce Isaac taking on Charlie Dempsey. This was a submission match from the start, and typically Royce Isaac is not one you would look at as a submission expert. But we know Charlie Dempsey is. We know the bloodline he comes from with William Regal. And by submission, Royce Isaac beating Charlie Dempsey. Now, of all the WWE incomers, the only one to lose was Charlie Dempsey, which was kind of weird to me. I figured they're all going to just win. Next up, we had Speedball Mike Bailey taking on AKIRA. This was a short, sweet, hard-hitting, just unbelievable striking match with Mike Bailey getting the victory. 2 minutes and 59 seconds, TKO over AKIRA. I give it 3 1/4. I love the striking in that one. Brutus Creed taking on Tom Lawlor. Wow, that's all I gotta say. These two guys were pretty evenly matched in this match. Lots of striking, lots of suplex, had some mat wrestling. They wrestled to the outside at one point. Then we had Brutus Creed getting the victory there by TKO. I gave it 3-star. Next up, we had Homicide taking on Mike Santana. Ooh, Homicide did this like freaking suplex cutter kind of. He was suplexing, hitting cutters. He ended up getting the victory by referee decision. And it looked like Santana was knocked out. Then we had the guy get in the ring talking to Mike Santana afterwards. I give the match 3 1/4, by the way. MVP shows up. He's in there talking with Mike Santana. He goes, where I work at. My contract's almost up. I'm not going to say where it is. Obviously, we all know it's WWE. We all know there's talk of him going to TNA and AEW with Bobby Lashley and stuff. And he was like, when my contract is up, at the next Bloodsport, I want to fight you at Bloodsport. So it looks like we're going to get Mike Santana versus MVP at Bloodsport coming up, hopefully. So I can't wait for that to happen. Next up, it was an okay bout. Josh Barnett taking on bad dude Tito. I don't know what it was about this match. It's one of those things where the two styles for me just kind of was like, eh. Josh Barnett getting the victory by TKO, and then giving it 2 3/4 star. But it's just, I don't know what it was. It just wasn't for me for some reason. Just, I don't know if it was bad dude Tito's didn't mesh with Josh Barnett for me. I don't know. I just can't put my finger on why I felt that way. I just didn't really care for it too much. Next up, we had a 9-minute 39-second draw. Josh Williams and Timothy Thatcher. They fell on the floor like 3 times. They were grappling a couple times on the mat, and you could tell they kind of pissed each other off doing it because they got up legit swinging at one another, and that's when they went to the floor the 3rd time, and they just called it at that point. It was a draw. So no winner. I give it 3 1/4. But all these bouts so far, I want to see wrestling matches with all these guys. I think it'd be pretty dang cool. Then our main event was Miyu Yamashita taking on Shayna Baszler. I actually thought this was going to last longer than it did, 8 minutes and 37 seconds. It was good, but it wasn't off the cuff, just absolutely amazing. Which I thought it would be better than it was, but it was still damn good. I ended up giving it 3 1/2. Shayna ended up getting the victory with a tombstone. She hit the tombstone. Miyu Yamashita was out, and so TKO victory there. What's weird about this? Miyu Yamashita actually had a match for North Wrestling a couple weeks ago and lost there as well. So she's kind of on a losing streak here recently. So it's kind of, I get Shayna going over, I get the Creed brothers going over, and I understand that. But yeah, I mean, Miyu Yamashita, she won at a Toshi Joe Pro show and tag team with Makowski, but she lost at North Wrestling. She lost the previous match with Toshi Joe Pro. From that, she ended up winning a tag match, but yeah, her last singles win's been a minute. She lost at Black Label Pro back in June. She did win a triple threat at Major League Wrestling, so she's been getting around in different companies, but not always winning, but putting on great bouts. I know sometimes it's not about who goes over, it's about who's getting over. I mean, obviously she got over, she's very talented, but overall, these Bloodsport tracks have been pretty darn good. I love the fact they sprinkle them in besides at WrestleMania weekend. So hopefully by 2025 Mania there in Vegas, we'll definitely have another Josh Barnett Bloodsport. I'm going to hopefully do a best of Bloodsport videos, which goes back to the Matt Riddle Bloodsport days early on when the collective, basically prior to the collective, when GCW first started running shows on WrestleMania weekend. So a lot of planning for that, but hey, from the independent scene to the main event of WrestleMania, Robert Sports Show covers it all. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great evening, have a spiffy night. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.